Hello everyone, it's Dutch Reefer here and welcome to a new Reef Keeping 101 video. Today's video will be about showing you some detailed and close-up shots in the big reef tank. Now, I know this is a big tank. It's about 1200 liters, 320 gallons. Although it might look pretty cool from a distance, it's also pretty awesome to take a look at a bit more detailed shots in this tank. I'll try to get some nice close-up shots of some of the fish if they tend to cooperate, and of course some of the corals that are in this tank, because although this is a fish only with live rock tank, there's still quite some leathery corals in here, some mushrooms, some somewhat easier to keep corals, but they can be very beautiful as well. So let's just make a stroll through the reef, and I'll show you the stuff along the way. If you're watching and you like my videos, feel free to subscribe. That helps me a lot, and give this video a like if you liked it, or a dislike if you didn't. So let's go from left to right. Let's start at the far left. So there's a lot of green star polyp on the back of the tank, as you can see right here, and that actually grows really well. It's always waving around in the current, and it's slowly spreading across the entirety of the back here where the overflow box is. So a bit to the right, there's a big leather coral, a Sinularia dura, and I've shown you this one before in a previous video. It's a bit brownish, this bit of skin color, colored color, if you allow me to say that, and not really stunning, but nevertheless it has a lot of nice little polyps out there, which makes it look pretty cool, especially when looking up close. And now that he's here anyway, let's take a look at the copper band, also one of the most beautiful detailed fish in this reef tank. I hope I get this right on the video. This is such a beautifully detailed fish. And as you can see, it's quite large, because it's been in here for about 7 years, 6.5 years, going into 7, and been doing well ever since. And it's just a very awesome fish to keep. So moving on from the Sinularia dura, which I just shown you, let's move on to this Palithoa grandis. Now you might have heard of these before. They are known as somewhat more toxic corals. I would advise against irritating these polyps. So if you have them, treat them with caution. They are known to contain certain toxins. So please, whenever you frag them, be very careful not to irritate them too much, because they can cause some pretty bad symptoms, like heavy breathing and a fever, and yeah, you'll need to see a doctor or go to a hospital if you ever get this. So please be careful, be gentle with these polyps. Again, these look very cool up close. Also pretty dull colors, but very beautifully patterned. Speaking of beautiful patterns, here's the Desjardini, which is also one of those fish with a lot of different colors and a very nice pattern all the way from the front to the back. And yeah, just look at these specks on its head. Really awesome fish. Very curious, very calm, a very good algae eater. So if you have a large reef tank, please consider one of these fish. And there's the dog. Curious about what I'm doing here, sitting on the ground. Now there's, oh, that was a slight tail wag going against the camera there. So here's the one of the red bubble tip anemones that's in my tank. There's 3 of them in here, and I won't show you this one for too long, since it's well, not one of the most beautiful corals in here, but definitely one of the biggest ones. That's why I want to show it to you. This is just the one nem, and it's quite large. So moving on, there's this Corky Gorgonian. Now these are photosynthetic Gorgonians with very thick branches, as you can see, and all of these little polyps come out of this thick branch and just sway around in the current, catching stuff whenever it can to well, to feed itself and to keep growing. What I like about these Gorgonians is that their branches are super thick, and that makes them look yeah, quite amazing when looking at them from a distance, like this. So moving on, here are some of the more beautiful Discosoma that I've ever bought. The one here in the middle is the original one that I got at a local fair called Vivarium. I immediately noticed the pink specks that were on it, and yeah, I really liked it for it. I knew Discosoma could propagate quite quickly, which they did, because all of these around it are new ones that sprung from the big one. And if you look closely, little pink specks are developing on these ones as well. So I'm fairly confident that as they get older and grow larger, they will also develop more pink specks like this one has. One more very small piece of coral. There's a Acanthostrea aeginata right here, the orange one. This has been here for quite a long time. It was actually, I broke my aeginata off the rocks to put it in my nano tank, and a little piece was left behind, and that's this piece, which is slowly growing back and creating more polyps every month. So that's great to see that even a small bit of broken off coral is regaining its life and creating new polyps. Now there's some more polyps which I'll quickly show you around, like for example these Bali polyps is what they call them. I'm not sure about the English name. This one right here. A mushroom coral, so more green star polyp, same as on the overflow box. And then there's these Blastomussa that you can see right here. And I'll quickly move to the far end of the tank so you can see them a bit better. These Blastomussa are also, there's a lot of polyps here. And I got this as a frag of about 3 heads years ago. I think about 6 years ago already. And in the meantime, it has grown out to be, I think, somewhat 60 polyps. So it's nice just to give them some time to grow. And in the end, they'll grow larger and there will be a large colony. And that's what I like most about this hobby, is that you just let it grow. And in a couple of years' time, your corals, if they do well, they will develop and grow very large, create large new colonies. So this one more Gorgonian that I really like in this tank, this is this Gorgonian. It's also photosynthetic. It's purple, so that's quite unique. Purple with light polyps, white polyps, you might even say. It's a Elisabethae Gorgonian, and it's just this one branch right here, which grows out and then starts fanning out across the tank. And it also creates a very nice overview. When you look at it in that overview view, creates a really nice vertical coral to fill out the tank, to create some life in this tank. Now the last one that I'm going to show you is this one. Again, pretty dull colors, but again, one that shows its polyps very well. Always looks happy, except when you touch it, and the polyps will start retracting. But that's with most corals. And of course, the clownfish that are next to it in their little anemone right here. And they're almost all of the time they're here in this anemone. Sometimes they drift away for a bit, but they always return home back to their little white anemone. And then to top it off, let's see if we can get some close-up shots of the Pichopites, the Cantus, the Regal angelfish. In my opinion, one of the most beautiful fish out there, closely matching the copper band. I actually sold this fish a couple of months ago, I think half a year ago, because it ate some of my polyps. It started eating, for example, this leather coral, this toadstool. But then again, I kind of regretted selling it a lot. And when I saw that the person I sold it to wanted to sell it again, I immediately responded, and I'm very glad that I got this little guy back home. They are very beautiful fish to keep and to care for. And that's kind of what I wanted to show you today. So a close-up view of some of the corals in my tank. As you can see, the overall look of the tank is definitely getting better. Like I mentioned one of the last videos, the stability is returning, and that's definitely good for this tank, and good for me as well, since I much more enjoy it right now. And with that, when the lights go off, which you just saw a couple of moments ago, I'm also going to end this video. So thanks for watching. Time to feed the dog, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe out there, and bye bye.